So as many of you know, some of you don't know, the circus is back. That's right, CPAC is back on once again.
And I'm starting to ask the question, well, is this ketchup bottle woke? Is this mustard? I mean, literally.
And they actually held it in a pretty interesting state and city, Detroit, Michigan, one of the blackest Midwest cities. They decided to hold their event there. I thought that holding it in Detroit, Michigan would specifically be to kind of pander to more than white people. That's what I thought was going to happen. But then what actually happened is that they had a Caucasian caucus. He even had professional slong slobberer JD Vance come out and pull this.
From evil.
God-fearing American dubstep. What's that? Yup, it's White Boy Summer! Detroit! Welcome, Detroit! He loves white boys. Happy Pride, JD Vance. Happy Pride. Yeah, I totally thought it was supposed to be a pander to like black Americans or something, but it literally wasn't. It was just I don't even know why they went there then. You could go to way like a different part of the state. In that case, like a more white part of the state, if you were really looking for if you're really looking to just pander to white people. But I don't know, the messaging is very strange. He had more merch. He had more white merch. He even handed out pink white boy summer hats. What kind of what genre is that? You know how Electric has so many genres in it? On Monster Cat, what would that song be? Would that be under like imperialism? Bro Step. You know what? That would go crazy. Bro Step is insane. Donald Trump went up to speak. Obviously, because he's the nominee. We're in an election year. You would expect that Trump would be there, and he did. And he wanted to make a stark contrast between him and Biden, because he is smart and young, 78, and Biden is stupid and old, 82. So here's Donald Trump letting the people know that he's as sharp as a tack, sharp as he ever has been.
At the end of the speech, I'll be taking some questions. So this is different than Joe Biden. He doesn't take any questions.
Joe Biden would never take questions. He's too old and weak and feeble and stupid and woke and cringe to be able to take those are just 6 reasons. I have a billion more. I read a whole book for why Joe Biden would never take questions and Donald Trump would. There was only one problem, is that at the end of the speech, Donald Trump actually forgot to take questions and then just walked off stage with Charlie. He just left. He didn't. He forgot. He rambled on too long, and he just walked off stage with Charlie, and nobody said anything. Bye bye. Yeah, see, you're right. He did take questions. He put them in his pockets and walked out with them. Yeah, he took all the questions. He took all the questions with him backstage. Oh, but like things are going kind of crazy. If you didn't know, a couple days ago was actually Donald Trump's birthday, right before CPAC, and the conservatives did it, and the conservatives celebrated his birthday in the most normal way possible, by having a life-size cutout of him with a MAGA hat, and they all sung "Happy Birthday" to his effigy.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Okay, just so you know, this is actually crazy. They bought him a cake. If you didn't know, they actually bought him a cake. He's got a whole cake. Do you think that they took the cutout's face and like smushed it into his slice? What's wrong, Donald? Don't like your slice? Don't like chocolate? Oh, I should have gotten a vanilla cake. You're right. But eat up. Everyone's eating, Donald. Eat up. Mr. President. You gonna blow out your candle?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Trump. Happy birthday to you.
It's so beautiful. It's the love that they have for this man. It's so beautiful. If you didn't know, like if you didn't see, like I want to examine this table for a second too, because I think it's so wild. They're sipping on Michelob Ultra. The glass table is completely covered in Donald Trump stickers. I didn't even know he made those. They have it seemed like a New York Times framed on the wall of his 34 felony conviction verdict. They have the old AI generated, actually I can't say AI generated, right? That's an actual artist. They have the old meme artist drawing of Donald Trump on a tank on a flag that they didn't even iron. and they stuck it up on the wall. Just the fact that they have the cutout in so many MAGA hats, it's this dude. This is so crazy, man. They try and say that like the left is crazy. I've never seen even liberal leftist room look anything like this. This is genuinely insane. Never surrender, Trump 2024, unmask. It's just, what's happening? You think after they were done singing and eating, they all stood around him in a circle? They took a Donald Trump branded knife they bought off of Etsy and they slit their palms and they dripped the blood of Donald Trump. If you can hear us, Donald Trump, defeat Joe Biden in the election. Stop the crooked Democrats from destroying our country. Donald Trump, we give this blood offering to you. So speaking of, not the close up on. I didn't know they kept singing. Wait a second.
Dear Lord bless you. May our dear Lord, may our dear Lord, may our dear Lord bless you. Happy birthday to you. You belong in the zoo.
Are they gonna sing him every single birthday song under the sun? They're still going. They're holding there's a freaking encore, man. They're about to start pulling out their lighters. It's this is crazy. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure. Chat, 1 in chat if you think it does, 2 in chat if you don't think it does. Surpass Marjorie groping Donald Trump's cutout at one of her speaking events. You all don't. I have some people here who don't remember that. If you're wondering why this cutout looks a little bit more dingy and beat up than the other Trump cutout, it's because this Trump cutout is one of her personal cutouts from her personal collection. She said she likes to take this cutout wherever she goes. It always stays in her car, the same way like an umbrella or like an aux cable would. It stays, the cutout stays in her car and goes with her wherever she goes. So she has to fold it up to be able to, put it in her trunk or in the back seat or something. And so, which is crazy to me. This woman is divorced and she's hauling around a cutout of Trump more than she is her actual children. Probably because it's easier for her to keep custody of this cutout of Trump than her actual kids because she cheated on her husband. And she was like, yeah, we like Trump, don't we? Yeah, I love bringing this cutout wherever I go. And she was like pushing it back up against the wall. She did like this, like trying to pretend to cup his balls or something. And then she did this. She did like a circular motion with her hand on his cutout groin, cardboard cock area. I don't know. It was weird stuff. Listen, is it really America if the rich rapist man doesn't have a cult following behind him? Oh yeah, also outside of White Boy Summer, there was also something really interesting happening at CPAC. You know how like there's a bunch of conservative grifters trying to make there's a whole grift verse out there, but now there's like a whole grift economy based on like mainstream normie CPAC conservative stupidity and like biases and anti-woke fears. You know how there was like the anti-woke beer, right? After they were like doing a targeted harassment campaign on Dylan Mulvaney. So you've heard of anti-woke beer. Get ready for anti-woke water, because they've now been able to produce water that's free from wokeness. Lead, we're not sure. Asbestos, you're asking too much. Wokeness, now we can do that. It's been a company that's been in the works for a little while that always helps try to sponsor CPAC, but this is the first time they tried to pretend to be anti-woke Oprah and give everybody a complimentary bottle of anti-woke water. It's actually supposed to be liberal tears. Earlier in February, they had a standout. It's actually in the thumbnail today. Woke tears water. It's anti-woke. It's identifies as transparent. Oh shit, it goes so crazy. They couldn't afford somebody who actually does marketing, so they had to go to They had to go to Midjourney. Well, what was that? The ChatGPT image generator one to make a woke liberal crying instead of actually having somebody who has graphic design as their passion actually made the label too. It looks bad. It does not look good, but it doesn't really matter, right? It's not like concern. Don't get me wound up. Conservatives in art is just so crazy to me, okay? Because like conservatives of the past, the conservatives who have like statue PFPs and think of and constantly are thinking about the fall of Rome, those guys just couldn't give a shit less about art. None of these people would commission like the Sistine Chapel or the Statue of David or like the Passion of Christ, yeah, or any of those large venerated pieces of art throughout history that were commissioned by powerful rich people to have beautiful art, right? Of usually religious things. If these people think that they're as religious, but they can't, they've spent so much time shitting on the actual people who are good at art and who love art and who make art their job, that almost none of them either work for them or they're too cheap and money driven to actually want to give money to get the beautiful things that they think society makes good. They can't bring themselves to be able to return to tradition, which is like actually commissioning good art that looks beautiful and could last thousands of years. This art didn't even look good the second it was generated by a computer. Yeah, I don't know. I always thought it was just so crazy. I personally thought, right, that conservatives like, I don't know, like freaking Matt Walsh, Charlie Kirk, I thought, dude, that the studios would be like little Sistine Chapels or something, and they commission religious artists to paint new stained glasses and paintings and stuff like that for them of like Jesus and Christ and other important events in like the older New Testament or something. But it's just AI and this, all of it looks exactly like this. Why hasn't like Sneeko and crew or whatever who are now on their little their little fake religious kick, why don't they like pull together some money and get like a 3-ton block of Italian marble from the same quarry that Da Vinci got his to carve the statue of David and bring it home and set it up in rural town or something, or I don't know, maybe LA or wherever, Miami, and have some great artisan carve a Pepe out of it, or doing a Nazi salute or something, whatever they think art is these days. But they just don't care. You got to do that failed artist to conservative fascist pipeline. Oh, hate to see it. Really do hate to see it. Quite sad. But anyways, they started this new company, Anti-Woke Water, and this time at CPAC was the first time that it's gotten so much play, and they worked with the people to actually get people the anti-woke water, and they actually made a commercial about it too.
What if your choice of water could make a statement? What if it could symbolize your commitment to values like freedom, individuality, and self-reliance?
Why does water need to do that? Why does water need to do that? Why? Bitch, it's water. I'm gonna be honest with you, like, why would you need to do that? Why would you want your water I don't even want my water to do that. I don't know. I've never been sitting at home and been like, "Ooh, I need some progressive water. I need my water to be political." This has to be the natural progression of when Charlie was on his when he was on his show and was like, I'm looking through my fridge now, wonder, is my ketchup bottle woke?
I'm going through my kitchen, I'm going through my refrigerator, and I'm starting to ask the question, well, is this ketchup bottle woke? Is this mustard? I mean, literally.
Chad, do you think this water would taste better or worse than the water in Atlanta? Because it's really hard to get worse than the water in Atlanta, you know? Don't bring up Flint, Michigan. You just hate that water because it's brown. Racist. Fuck.
Freedom to owe water isn't just about what's inside the bottle. It's about the message it sends with every sip. With labels like, this water isn't free, but your speech is. It's not just refreshing. It's rebellious and it's unapologetic to drink.
It's rebellious. I'm spray painting on the side of my own building. Obey the system. My water is, I'm a rebellion sipping this trans people stinky water. What's this one say? 1488? Yep, that's a good one. I love my rebellious water. Nobody but these people think like this. Nobody but these people think like this. I'm kind of flabbergasted. I'm gonna be real with you. Rebellious water is just vinegar?
Drink this in public. Can you freaking believe it? But that's where we are. It's a reminder that even the most ordinary acts, like taking a sip of water, can be infused with meaning and purpose.
This has to be the conservative version of Apple removing the headphone jack and then bumping up the price of wireless headphones. You've heard of planned obsolescence. Get ready for planned stupidity. We've been planning for years to make you all to drop your IQ low enough that you want to buy anti-woke water with shitty bumper sticker quips on it. Everything that's been on your feed for the last 6 months has been orchestrated by me with paid actors and animatronics. I spent $500,000 of David Sachs's money to be able to to be able to sell you anti-woke water.
By choosing to drink Freedom 2.0, you're not just choosing a brand, you're choosing to stand up for what you believe in. Try Freedom 2.0 and tag me in your Instagram story for a repost. Hold on, drink break.
Wait, that's the exact same way Obama took a sip of Flint, Michigan water. Did you see that?
You know.
That was look at her face. Wait, that tastes like shit. I think you had a better chance than those YouTubers drinking Belle Delphine's bathwater. Wait, this is so funny. Right after this, apparently James Lindsay came up on stage and was like, "How based is this? Starts on Flag Day, ends on Father's Day. That's based, right, guys?" A real rebellious water. Juice Row founder now promoting $40 jugs of raw water in Silicon Valley. Well, there's a market for everything. Our society lives in its last days. The last day. You're witnessing the last days of America. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Raw water. Can you imagine walking up in CPAC and they ask you, "How do you like your water?" Bitch, you say medium rare. Like you simmer it, you don't boil it. So take a look at this picture. It's so crazy. From Sneeko Updates, the new faces from the right wing. You have the short Muslim guy, the Botox woman, Sneeko, professional dumbass, the N-word girl, the N-word guy. It's just it's so wild. And choose your fighter. This is the N-word girl here. The only reason why she's here is because she said the N-word on TikTok like 3 times. And they thought it was so epic they needed to give her an entire like news cycle career in conservative media. That's literally all she did. They said, "How many Americans are in this pic? 5 white Americans. We're so cooked." New faces of the right wing. We're so cooked. Look at my right wing movement, dog. Just so you know, if you ever think that you have it bad, just remember you're not these guys. They said, "Let the Jews stay in power if this is what's next for us." That's what I'm saying. That's Solomon Ahmed dude. He's a complete piece of shit, just so you know. He's a huge Nick Fuentes fan. And this is not an edited picture. This is not AI. He actually had a sit-down conversation about how white people need to control America more and how Jews are controlling the world with actual David Duke, KKK King David Duke. I just thought it was a little silly. I see some people retweeting and liking this guy's stuff on Twitter. I'm telling you, you're hyping up a demon. Dude, do you think that he blends, since he doesn't have a tan, do you think he blends in? But he'll be able to wiggle his way out of it once the death camps come, once the exterminations and the expulsions come. Nick, I was right there by your side at AF Pack 4. Please. Yeah, Fuentes was there too. If you guys didn't know, Fuentes has made it a tradition to crash CPAC every time he goes. Every time there is a CPAC, what he likes to do is show up, make a scene, get kicked out, do a little speech about it. So that he did it again this year. He actually was going to have, it's called AF Pack, America First Pack. It's where him and his Nazi buddies have a little speech where they suck each other off about how they're going to stop the Jews and the blacks and the women from controlling America. It actually got canceled because they tried to lie to the person who was hosting the venue that they definitely weren't Nazis, and somebody tipped them off, and then it got canceled. Actually, very, very sad. So they had a speech outside of CPAC anyways.
Next Monday. Why is that? Because they do not care about us.
Ooh, whoa.
The young Americans, and instead of in there where they say the young Americans are, we're fucking here.
Yeah. Of course. All right. When's your mom picking you up, man? Like, it's gonna get dark soon. I know she doesn't want you out past when the street lights come on. He's so young. He looks like he has one of those ladybug phones. You remember those? Or those little fake phones that like parents give their kids before they give them actual phones with 3 buttons on it. Mom, mommy, daddy, and the cops. He's just groomed. He's been groomed. He's been groomed, and it's so sad. Black man and a ginger, so diverse. What do you mean they are diverse? Somebody there has 15% Italian descent. You wouldn't get it. You wouldn't understand it. On top of this, while Trump was in Detroit, he decided to make a stop for the blacks. He was invited to a black church. The only problem was that they forgot to invite the black people. Bro, it's half full. I see one black person. There's one. Two? There's two there. This is the black church, just so you know. Half empty black church filled with white people is crazy. Oh, chat, and just so you know, if you thought that that church didn't have that many people, you're wrong. Fox News confirmed it was actually 8,000.
Biden's not doing anything like that. Look at the contrast of just this weekend. You got Donald Trump in Detroit talking to 8,000 people, and then at a black church, of course. By the way, he did that. Biden's not doing anything.
Talking to 8,000 people at a black church. 8,000 people at a black church. Maybe one of the blackest of churches, even. This city is 1/5 black, and there's two black people in this picture so far. And just if you were wondering that if I don't know if it just wasn't that packed because Trump wasn't there, there's some pictures of it. There just weren't that many people at the church. He was just vibing. He was just vibing, man. I don't know. Maybe the delegation just decided not to come because of it. I don't know. But yeah, that black church, I don't know. There's something wrong with it. There's something wrong. I think it's missing. I feel like church is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence. But yeah, that's CPAC so far. A bunch of weird stuff happening.